This is Pod Populi, podcast for the people.
Welcome to the Real Pink Diaries, a podcast about the beautiful chaos of figuring it out as you go.
Hosted by three close friends, each episode creates a safe space for honest, unfiltered conversations about the in-between moments of adulthood.
From building businesses to setting boundaries, we're here for all of it. With humor, vulnerability, and heart, it's not always polished or perfect. It's the Real Pink Diaries.
Welcome, everyone, to the Real Pink Diaries. This is Natalie.
This is Amy.
And this is Melissa.
I'm so excited to be here today. How are you feeling, guys?
I've had a lot going on, so I'm a little stressed out, but I made it here today, so that's positive, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the other side of that because we just finally got the plumber done at our house, so we have hot and cold water now.
Yay!
Everything is put back in place, so it's nice.
Things you take for granted, huh?
Yeah. First world pleasures of
Yes.
hot and cold water. I mean, did you have hot and cold water in Cuba?
At our houses yet, but when I went to the university, we did not have hot water at all. So, well, we were not allowed to bring water heaters either.
Fun.
So, yeah, in wintertime, we had to deal with it.
Wow.
We actually had water just once a day. So you had to take advantage of that time to fill up your buckets and just make sure you have water to shower and to go to the bathroom and la la la.
Talk about adversity.
Yeah, talk about adversity.
We would have water, but because there was a leak on the slab, so we would turn it on, fill up like the camper because we had the redundancy of systems. I'm now like realizing how amazing it is to have redundancy if you can.
Yeah.
And so we would fill up buckets to flush toilets and stuff like that. Fill up the camper so we could take a shower. And I don't want to make it seem like that bad. We did it at the camper so it could take a hot shower in the camper. But it was just turn it on. As soon as it's full, turn it off.
Well, it sounds like a beautiful mess, and we're here to talk about the beautiful mess
Glad
of
you're
what
done with that.
Yeah.
the beautiful mess of what adversity taught us. So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, so we had an interesting thing that happened to us. And Missy, I'll let you explain what happened.
Okay, so we brainstormed names
Yes.
for, first of all, how hard is it to come up with a good name?
Extremely hard nowadays
For the
to find
podcast.
something unique, original. I feel like for anything you do nowadays, if you're trying to find an original name, it's nearly impossible because I mean everything is invented. You feel that way almost.
Yeah, and then even I've started to notice like some of like influencers or people that I follow on social media, I'm like, oh, like this one girl, her branding is Your Rich BFF, right? So I figured she would have the handle Your Rich BFF on Instagram. She has Your Rich BFF.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to, I guess, get creative. But yeah, so at this point, we have like episodes that we've recorded. We have Instagram handles. We have Facebook.
We thought we were doing all the right things and doing it correctly. And it was like a roller coaster, basically, this whole experience of not only letting go of our old name, but finding our new name and going through all the legal and logistical chaos that ensued. It was crazy, right?
Yeah, and we're talking the name for the podcast. So the Real Pink Diaries is the name you're seeing, and we're so excited for the name, but that was not our original name. So yeah.
So what happened is it turns out at the exact same time as us, even though we had at least done what we thought was the due diligence of checking, like, okay, is the domain available? Yeah, the domain's available. Are the Instagram handles available? Yeah, they're available. Is there anyone else on any other podcast platforms with the same name? Okay, there's no one else. But we happened to start doing this project at the exact same time as another person who came up with the exact same name. And
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
How are you?
So
Brainstorming with ChatGPT is not always the best
Be
idea.
careful. Yeah.
yeah, and since we hadn't released at that point, the other person was a little bit ahead of us. So it's like, okay, well, they beat us to the punch, or what is it? They beat us to the punch. What's the saying?
That's it.
Yeah. We okay. We have to. It's time to pivot. So can you kind of, Amy, can you kind of talk us through how we went from like saying
finding out that something was wrong, right?
Yeah. I mean, we got a really nice. How did we go from like finding out and then
to like where we are now? Yeah. Basically, we were all kind of in our own little worlds, dealing with our own little lives, and I get a text message. Someone messaged us, we need to come up with a new name or something like that. What do we do? And we were all in panic mode, right?
Yeah.
Like we were all like, wait, what? What happened? We have things recorded. How are we going to pivot? Da-da-da-da. And, we also didn't want to redo all that hard work and time that was put into it. So we were frantically coming together and trying to figure out what the best moves were. And we found out that we really needed to, I don't know, like give each other a moment to figure out what we all wanted to do, like how touch base with each other, essentially.
And all of us, we were like really busy. I remember that day. So we got this message. We learned that someone else had the name and it was filing for the trademark and, and all of that. And we're like, oh gosh. So what do we do now? I was in New York. You were extremely busy at work.
I was crazy running around, with my head cut off.
Missy was busy too at work.
Not having water.
I mean, there was just a lot going on that day. Like that was the day before the plumber was coming. There was other expectations for professionally that I was working on meetings. But we all kind of like somehow dropped our response, like we dropped what
priorities.
We were doing. We're like, okay, this is the fire that we need to figure out what to do.
Yeah. So when we got the message, I felt I had a mix of emotions.
Yeah, what did you feel?
I felt like, I'm thankful that I am in a different mindset than years ago. Like I probably years ago, if this had happened to me, I was like, why me? Like, victim mentality. But I'm so glad that, yes, it was very disappointed, but I quickly just started looking for solutions.
Yeah.
I started thinking on how we're going to move forward from this point. And there are solutions. Thankfully, we were at a point that there was a solution for us and we were not too far into the podcast, that we still were at a time where we could make changes and we're going to be okay. And they gave us the chance to come up with an even better name.
Yeah, and we also like connected with each other.
Yes.
In a sense, like we agreed, like no one's to blame for this random thing happening to us.
Not even the other person that has a podcast. There's no one's to blame. This person didn't know. We didn't know. It just, unfortunately, that all happened at the same time.
Yeah, and you kept on saying this is happening for a reason, and you were like our guiding light on this.
Yes, it's happening for a reason.
But there was a general, like, it took us a long time to come up with the original name. Oh God, we have to do this again. Like, just lost time, lost work, and the
energy drain, the money drain, the emotional. Yeah, it was just
do
a lot.
We have to record everything we've done? Do we have to redo what we've done? It was a little.
And like relying on each other was great, but we also recognized that we had to seek guidance from others. So Melissa came in with someone to help us out.
Yeah. So we talked to different people. Like we got different people's perspectives. So like I talked to a colleague that's a business administrator, and she's like, listen, y'all got to put everything in place. Like you need the LLC, you need the, everything together. And then maybe think if you get a new name, if that needs to be a trademark or not. I also, since the beginning, have been saying like, hey, I really want to talk to the Small Business Development Center. So the state funds these free things called small business development centers. Usually they're affiliated with like a university. So down here in South Florida, in this part of South Florida, it's Florida Atlantic University. Mm-hmm. Up on the Treasure Coast, it's the Indian River State College. Mm-hmm. So we met with Phil, who I apologize, his last name is escaping me right now. But we went through we kind of gave him the overview of the new name. And we also talked to him about how to market it, and it's such valuable resources.
Yeah. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, and you guys even I think you guys learned a lot too that might even help you in your other businesses. Yeah. So then we also reached out to an intellectual property lawyer, and Pod Populi also helped us out a lot too.
Yes. We reached out to the team here at Pod Populi, and just asked for guidance. What should we do? How we move forward from here? And they were extremely helpful, very understanding. And
I mean, we also needed to understand like trademark law and like what that meant.
I
Like,
have no idea.
We're still a little lost on that, but the lawyer did help us out on like, yes, if this happened first and she did this first, then she has more right to it than us. It was like a whole thing, right? But you know, it was a learning experience.
Yes.
And we all figured out what our options were. And then we came together and realizing after seeking guidance from each other, seeking guidance from external sources, that there was the best way to move forward was to change the name and find our true name that kind of that does suit us much better, I find.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Because we all started with these pink diaries to put notes in. We would write in them, and then we would come together, and then we would print out stuff, and it was like a natural thing in the back of my mind. We were brainstorming together, sending each other text messages of what about this name, and we were going on a really different track. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what about the Pink Diaries? And then we realized that was taken, so so it became like the Real Pink Diaries, and then we just kept coming back to it over and over.
And we said, okay, let's take a day or two max. And we're going to come up with a new name and let's get this rolling. Let's move to the next steps and get things moving.
Yeah.
So what turned into 1-2 days really turned into like 4 or 5 days over the weekend.
Well, it went into it. Well, like in our defense, in Amy's and I defense, right? I'm going to defend Amy and I because we were the ones that kind of kept on going. And that's maybe the more like we're still in the designer world. You're like, I mean,
you're like, make decisions
now,
already.
move forward,
Decisions and move on.
yeah. So we got
Yeah, I don't know how many names. We went through like
oh my god,
hundreds of them.
so
It
many.
feels like
But I feel like you helped keep us on track and helped us limit our like set deadlines and create realistic opportunities for us to create the name. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it started on this. So again, I want to defend at least me, maybe Amy, if we kept on going. This I think was on a Thursday or a Wednesday, and we just
happened on a Wednesday.
And
or
then
Thursday, I can't remember.
And then I
Thursday,
think
maybe
Thursday we had the meeting with the intellectual property lawyer. And then we went into the weekend with the name changing, coming up with more names. So it was really only 2 business days.
Let's read the fine letters on the contract.
I mean, yeah, but
business days.
Yeah, but the positive thing we learned was trust each other, find external resources to support us, and then we also learned a lot to apply to other aspects of our life. So that's
of
like
our
what
businesses too. Like we learned about, different strategies, marketing strategies. We learned about the trademark and
YouTube University is a thing. Check it out.
Yeah, we probably should do that.
See,
SEO,
and then just I think we're still like the jury's still out. We're not sure 100% if we're going to be able to trademark the new name.
Yeah, we just don't want to run into the same. We don't want to do this again. Like this is not the plan.
As far as I can tell so far. So here's the update, because y'all might be interested. As far as I can tell on the trademark website, Pink Diaries without a space is trademarked as a app for tracking women's monthly cycles. But the whole thing with trademark law, or at least what I've learned so far, is that you have to be really clear that whatever you're trademarking won't create confusion for another thing. So there's different categories when it comes to trademarks. So with podcasts, we're in 41, which I think is entertainment. Yes. The app is a different category. Also, our name is longer. There's another podcast, which I have not listened to, and I'm not quite sure the extent of what it's about, but it's called Pink Lemonade. And I think it might have been Diaries, Pink Lemonade Podcast.
Oh, sounds delicious.
Yes, I know it's a great name, right? So it's really interesting that all of this. I mean, I don't think I want to go down the road of becoming an intellectual property person. But
it's funny. I reached out to a friend, and she's like, "Well, do you apply for the trademark yourself?" So I'm like, kind of did, because we thought like we had to do something.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing. We tried it.
Yeah, we tried it. And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I usually use someone, and I don't even do it myself." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But we learned a lot.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot, and I also think that it's a testament to like us as a
Yeah.
collective, just,
Yeah.
you know, being supportive of each other through this process.
Yeah.
I love
really loved how we handled the situation. Like we gave time for all of us to process what's going on. We all reached for solutions right away and guidance.
Yeah.
And we went let's do this. Let's find a solution. Let's move forward. What do we have to do? And we put everything aside.
Yeah.
Made it a priority.
Yeah, made it happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
made it-
I definitely leaned on you guys this week. I've had a very hard week. Talk about adversity.
Unexpected, right?
I had like my fridge break, and then I had someone hack my business account, and all the fun things. And I was like in breakdown. I was pushing so hard, moving forward, trying to go to the bank, do this thing, and I just felt like I was falling further and further behind. And I was.
How do you how did you learn you've been hacked?
So I got spam emails, and I was like, this is weird. And then one of them said something about my bank, and so I checked it, and someone had hacked in. Guys, watch out, because
I'm asking
what they did was they didn't do a Zelle, but what they did was they set up a payee account and paid themselves through the payee account. So it was very weird. And then I put a freeze on the account because that's what the bank told me to do.
And it is a business account.
Yeah. I put a freeze on this account, even though the pay was set up for the next day, to be paid the next day. And the freeze apparently didn't work, or it still went through because they set up the payment prior to the freeze. And I was like, shouldn't the bank know that the freeze wouldn't work? And so it wasn't originally deducted from, or like posted on my account until the next day. And the next day it's posted. I'm like, what the heck? It was frozen. So then I'm getting into this really, really deep rabbit hole. But
No, it's very interesting, and I want to.
But essentially, I called them and like, well, now it's posted. Now it becomes a whole other thing. We have to contact the bank. We have to do this. I'm like, it shouldn't have been posted to begin with because you had 24 hours to figure this out. But I was, that's just me being upset and in my feelings and not being I was like, okay, what are the solutions? Because this is not helpful. And so now it's deducted. I have to wait until they assess the situation and see if, I can get my money back, because they took quite a bit of money. It's not just a little bit. So I'm a little peeved about it, but I have to go through the process. I have to go through the due diligence of like setting in a claim, making this happen, making that happen, even though I did warn the bank before it posted to my account.
It is very frustrating, and it could get very frustrating dealing with banks.
Yeah, they have their own protocols,
and
then I'm trying to pay my credit card, the credit card associated with the thing, and it's like it's a whole thing. I have to set it up, call them 24 hours later after it's posted. It's not posted yet. I waited all day. They said, oh, it's called 9 a.m. Did not post yet. So I have to force a payment. Didn't know this was a thing. There's like a whole, I'm learning a lot about banks.
So, I mean, it's just there's stuff like I set up automatic payment on my credit card. Now, this isn't a business, and this isn't nearly as you've gotten into. But I set up automatic payment. I was like, okay, I'm good. But I had made an additional payment.
I've done that.
Less the automatic minimum payment that was going to get withdrawed.
Mm-hmm.
But then my credit card was like, oh, well, you didn't pay in full because you didn't pay the like minimum $25 payment. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, no, well, if you make any payment that's above the $25, that satisfies the minimum payment, so we don't take it out. Yeah. So I got so I paid
minus the $25.
Yeah. So
you were trying to be smart, and it outsmarted you.
I paid the amount due less the $25, and then they ended up charging me interest and stuff on the $25 that was outstanding. So I called them back and I'm like, okay, this was not clearly explained that if you make, I thought I was doing right, because if you look at the number.
Yeah, I get what you did. I did something different though. But yeah, that stinks. Did they charge you like a fee?
I think they reimbursed the interest, and they reimbursed the fee. So, but still, I mean, because as soon as I realized that had happened, that day I paid the 20.
So usually what I do, if sometimes I do set up automatic payments.
I don't know how we got on this topic.
I don't know how we got it.
We're here though.
Yeah. But I have that, and then I do always remember, most of the time, to go and check how much I owe, how much can I can I pay that month more than the minimum? So I canceled the other one. So if I do an higher amount, I just canceled the automatic. So it's not confusing, but whatever. Who understands banks, right?
Well, no one understands banks.
Well,
Barely the people who work there
So
understand
that happened to you. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that.
Yeah, and then like my fridge broke, so like we're living out of like coolers with ice for a while until the new fridge came in. Thank you, Costco.
Yes. When did you get the new fridge?
And we just got it this past weekend. Yeah. So like for 4 or 5 days, we were living out of coolers, which was so much fun with the toddler. She kept on climbing on that. She thought they were toys, and I'm like, okay, she's having fun, so no harm, no foul. But yeah, that was packing lunches and stuff through which cooler is in what thing, and there's like because there's so many coolers. But I just definitely find that like stuff happens to you, and it really is get in your feelings. I had a few crying moments. I'm not gonna lie about like all the things, but I reached out to the people, got resources outside of myself like we did with the lawyer and the business person, and I found support, and also crying on the phone with you guys for like a hot second. But it was it really was helpful to have the support system around you. And I can't stress enough how important that is when you're going through something in life, to have someone to reach out to like really meet you halfway, be a sounding board, be someone that you can really trust while you're breaking down, to lift you back up through this process. Because at the end of the day, you can't do it alone. There's no, like, you can't be in your own little silo.
You don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to.
And life is not linear. Nothing is linear.
Yeah.
And unexpected things happen all the time. And how we react to it, how we adapt to it, how we deal with it, it's a huge part of how we move from them and how we handle situations, right? But, burnout happens. We sometimes put a lot in our place, and we deal, we have the emotional part, the anxiety, the stress part when you're dealing with so much. So I find like just trying to look for those things that are like help you to cope with those situations, whatever it is for you.
Yeah. So, I wasn't using them as tools yet. I've had my breakdown moment. I've reached out. I've been lifted up, and now I get to access those tools. So I went through the emotional part, I went through the help part, and now I get to access those tools to like overcome at the end of the day, because you really sometimes do have to like surrender.
You have to surrender
to the moment of what's going on with you. Not accept it, but surrender, so you're not putting all this weight on yourself.
Yes.
And go through the process to like find your way out.
Also, sometimes you just have to realize you're in survival mode at times. Like you can't, you want to do all this extra stuff, but you can't. And sometimes you can't meet expectations. Like to me, like what the most important thing is that you communicate like what's going on, which you were very good about telling us what's going on. We were actually at the Populi has a sister studio. What is it, a sister studio or a partner?
They partner.
Yeah, partner.
So with this other studio, it's beautiful, called the Mothership, with the Hype Boss. Like Amy they were doing complimentary headshots there.
Yeah, it was fun.
With the photographer's name was
Shannon.
Shannon. Yeah. Very. Have you looked at her?
Oh my God, she's so talented.
Oh,
so talented.
Her other her Instagram stuff, and she was doing headshots. But I asked her, okay, what's your standard median? And she's like, oh, I do boudoir shots for mostly for women.
I went to her website.
Gorgeous.
And I loved her work. Yeah, and her is Shannon Griffin.
I think so. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah,
we have to tell you.
Yeah, and then my makeup, like it's never looked so good.
You both of you, Griffin.
Yeah.
Both of you looked amazing.
Yeah.
Hold on, we have to.
But I don't know. We went a little.
We went a little into it, but I was so intrigued by the boudoir. I'm like, how does that work? Like, you just like shoot women that are like, I was hot once. She was like, no, I create an experience. I make those women, like, it's women later in life after kids usually, or late, like, in the 40s, wanting to find themselves again. And I was like, ooh, what a way to market it.
And then I like
moms in their 40s.
Yeah, like feeling good in their own skin and not like for themselves. It's to document like their own experience. It was just beautiful the way she was explaining it. I'm not doing it justice.
So the just the makeup too. Sarah Sems, that's her name, and her her handle. It's not loading.
It's
not
okay.
loading that. But
Look
the
her up.
makeup was so.
It was so beautiful.
pretty. It was so pretty.
The makeup and it was.
I mean, I had a 5-minute moment driving in the car, trying to put makeup on while driving. I know that's not safe. And I was like, can you fix this 5-minute car moment? Can you go over it and make me look better? And she's like, I got you. And I was like, I love you.
Yeah, and I forget the brand that she was using. It was Alamala.
yeah, something. Yeah,
It was kind of cool for a Florida brand. It has a lot of SPF in the makeup. What was funny at the event, like it was like Brian texted, "Hey, I need Amy," and then we gave her the phone, and then Amy disappeared. I don't know what happened, and I'm like, "Hey, what happened yesterday? Like, is everything okay?" She's like, "Oh yeah, my fridge died."
Yeah, he called me. He's like, I have 2 dogs and a kid by myself, and the fridge died. I need help. And I'm like, got you. I'm on my way.
So,
But
I'm talking about unexpected things.
Oh, and also we met this.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to say Alamea Palm Beach. There's a ALAMEA Palm
Oh,
Beach.
noted.
We got the primer, one of their products in the back. Have
beautiful.
you tested them?
No.
Okay, I did. And it's really good. Yeah, so we're talking about burnout, unexpected things. So
Yeah.
I coming back to that, I wanted to just say something. And sometimes, we're females and we have our hormones every month that they fluctuate.
Yeah, they
right?
do.
They're not like.
That's true.
Sometimes I want to be a man just because I don't want to go through it. But some days I do feel not as happy as other days.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel happier. Sometimes you feel like some kind of emotions. And what works for me is I feel it. I let my body feel the emotions, and I talk to my husband, and I cry, and I probably cry every month
Oh, I'm
because
jealous. I wish I could cry every month.
really,
Yeah, I can't let it out. Go.
I
You
have
continue.
to cry. I just get something in here.
Yeah.
It's like a knot or something in my throat, and I don't know. I have to cry. I have to let it out. I don't want to feel bad anymore. And after I cry and I talk, I just feel better.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to release those emotions and just let it be.
I'm working on this with my therapist, but like I have a hard time accessing my own emotions. So for me, I have to like watch a film or someone going through like a really hard time or a sad moment, and I like through empathy cry for them, but I haven't accessed why I'm crying for me. So we're working on it.
What was the movie? Oh my gosh, I should have known this name. I don't know why I'm not remembering. With Lady Gaga.
Oh,
The famous movie.
the singing one?
The singing
one.
one.
I can't think of that either.
And is it Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
So, Born with the Stars?
Yeah, no, A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. A Star is Born. So I remember the first time I actually watched that movie in the theaters like 3 times. I went to the theaters to watch it. And the 3 times I cried. But the first time I cried so much. It was like a therapy session for me at the end. And the movie ended and I was like, no, I have so much. I have to get crying. I have so much to release still. Like I cried so much every time I watched that movie, the end of it. And that made me laugh thinking of it.
You're like, oh, I know the feeling. It feels so good. But there's like hormones or whatever is going on in your body is released, and you do feel better after you have a good cry.
Yeah.
So don't feel ashamed about crying. I've apparently cried a lot this week.
Well, y'all.
And you have a great support system. Because Brian, it's
I will
amazing.
say the most important, like I was talking to him today and I'm like, I am in breakdown right now. Like I am hitting a wall. I have a lot going on. Nothing is getting resolved and it's taking me away from work and it's doing all this stuff and I don't feel connected to you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, baby, let me know if you need me to take the kid, if you need to work extra hours, this and that, or what you need if you just need to go out and get a drink or have some tea with Natalie and Yaima and whatever your name is today. And also like, I will say, so what I'm trying to say is having a supportive partner is so key to like shifting where you are in your breakdown. And also you reached out and you're like, Amy, I'm going to bring some clothes for you. I know you're like running around. You're coming from the bank. You don't have like you don't have time to put something together. I got these clothes for you. And you were like FaceTiming me, showing me all these clothes. And I'm like, I have such a good support system.
Yeah, I went to the skinny closet for her. I mean, doesn't everyone have a skinny closet?
No, tell me about that.
Skinny closet?
The
What's
skinny
this?
closet. It's like clothes that you've like grown out of or like for whatever reason, but can't like seem to part with them.
I have to do a better job at that. I have a mix of everything.
Yeah, I don't have it organized in a skinny closet. It's just mixed in there.
You know, it helps to have like, but I need to go through this skinny closet because I have lost some weight, but I don't know what will fit. Like if you've noticed, like after you've lost weight, after you lose weight, like you think like, oh, I'll just fit back into my skinny pants. No, it doesn't work that way.
I'm still waiting to get back into my pre-old.
Oh God,
clothing.
that's like a journey that never ends, I swear.
So
Yeah.
I think it was fun though, because the other week, like I got it in my head that I really want to do a Dolly Parton episode.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be a fun
I think
thing.
we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then I still want to do a calendar episode. I love my calendar. I'm obsessed with my calendar. I want to talk about my calendar. I'm not great at it, but I'm better. And I just want to talk about being better. And I think like the other thing, like I've like, especially like when you're in breakdown mode or like when you have a lot going on, like, and you still want to make changes in your life, like what are these tiny little things that you can do? And like if you do just a little bit, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
So I think some takeaways from this episode that we should talk about is like, how do you handle unexpected things that happen into your life, how you handle burnout, and when you have too much on your plate and when you're feeling some kind of way, what things can you do to cope and just to move, to help you move forward into a better mindset or state of being. And I would say for me, it's to talk to my partner, just to let things out.
Yeah.
Speak out loud how I'm feeling, let my emotions out. That helps me a lot. And then I do try to do some mindfulness, like meditation or going to yoga or going for a walk, try to watch the sunset. I don't know, things like that that help me.
Yeah.
That's how, like, but really listening to my body and listening to my emotions. So trying to be conscious of my emotions and my body and try to understand what I'm going through. So for you, Amy, what's some takeaways?
Sometimes I feel overwhelmed by my emotions because I don't feel them often. So when I do feel them, it's overwhelming. And I'm like, I can't get into it. But I find that the way to get out is through. So you have to feel them regardless. And then find the resources around you to help support you through that process. That's what, like, reaching out to you, reaching out to my husband, like, those are the only things that are really getting me through. And not blaming myself because I'm like, I should have figured this out. It should have been done. This judgment and expectation I have on myself is something I really need to work on because I tend to do that. What about you, Missy?
Yeah, just communicate, just talk. I mean, I still go back to the same thing. You should just tell people what's going on.
Yeah, reach out.
Yeah, because again, you can't, if you can't meet expectations, just tell people where you are with things.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of times when, at least for me, like I kind of struggle with the time management of things. So like for me, I kind of need to communicate where I am with things. So if I'm working on something for someone or if I'm doing something with someone, I still just want to tell people what's going on because even if I can't meet expectations, there's still, we'll know what is happening.
Yeah.
I think communication is key. I think you're very right on that and also being honest. You could be surprised how understanding people could be. If you're honest and you tell them what's going on, people are very supportive and understanding. But if you're communicating and you're honest on what's going on, I think that's helpful.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'd just like to say thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Today was a little unique episode.
Yeah.
We have a lot planned moving forward and a lot of fun things coming up. And we can't wait for the next episode. And we are now on social media.
So follow us. What's our
name?
What's our
The
handle?
Real Pink Diaries. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. We have a Facebook page as well. The Real Pink Diaries. And we're working, we don't have a website fully yet. We're working on that. That's going to be in the back end. So we'll let you know how that goes.
And we're going to figure out YouTube.
We are going to figure out, well, we know about YouTube University now.
Yes.
What?
We'll be in YouTube. Yeah, for sure.
And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and review. The Kimberly who we met also at the podcast event of the Cinnamon Effect.
Wonderful podcast.
Yes.
You should listen to that too.
Yeah, I'm four in right now. I want to do a little bit more because I want to write a comprehensive review. I might be putting too much on myself, though. I think since I've listened to 4, I probably could write a review, but I kind of want to keep on going.
Yeah, she said reviews help. So anything you can do, like, review.
Like, subscribe, review. We're very grateful and can't wait to see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We had so much fun and we'll look forward to spending time with you in the next episode.
Please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Real Pink Diaries. You can also find us on YouTube. Check out our show notes for additional ways to connect with us.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.